Hello YouTube and welcome back to my Apothecary Diaries reaction series, back here again today with episodes 21 and 22. 4 episodes left, and yeah, this will be that penultimate episode, the one before the finale. Very, very cool. Yeah, looking forward to jumping back in here today. Obviously the show's been very good lately, been doing a lot of reveals and that kind of stuff, but it seems, from the outside looking in, that we've taken a step back now. We've taken a step out of the outer court, pardon the pun, back into the rear palace, and we're going to see what manifests there. A few plot lines here look like they're going to become a little bit more prominent again. Most of these rear palace characters will return. Your Li Shus, your Li Fas, all those, Gyokyo, as well as Lao Lan, who seems to be a focus character, at least for a little bit. Maybe putting some of that Lacan stuff on the back burner, helping to hide Mao Mao from him, for lack of a better term. Just as a heads up to everybody as well, this show is ending after next week, therefore I would need to put something new on the channel. I do polls on the channel. I take recommendations from my Discord and place them on polls. They can be kind of anything. I don't really have a theme planned for this one. I was toying with a romance theme, maybe, but probably not. So yeah, anything you would like to recommend to me to watch next in a similar format to how I've done this, then the Discord would be the place to do that and to let me know what you would like to see. Yeah, and then like upvote the ones that you also like that have already been suggested. That would be nice too. Either way, I should get a wriggle on. I don't have a ton of time this morning, so we should jump over to the YouTube comments and check some stuff out. I've got 3 comments here today, starting with Bamps. No one talks about things with others. So yeah, again, this is quoting me, I believe. I said something to the effect of this last week. Hey, nobody pauses and discusses anything with each other, and Bamps has hit the nail on the head here. It's the whole class structure situation. If Mao Mao notices that Jinchi's at the ceremony and that's kind of weird, and she's unsure why he would be there and what his actual role is, she, in her current position as a servant class person, can't ask him that. That's a faux pas. It's the whole theme of the show, you know? Again, from our modern perspective, it may look a little bit cumbersome, it may look a little bit convenient, but there definitely is precedent and reason for it, I would say. The other one, of course, there is Jinchi, so why doesn't Jinchi come clean to Mao Mao as well? Well, he doesn't want to separate the two even more. He doesn't want to widen that gap between their social classes to the point where he can't be with his crush. Fair enough to me. I think that sounds pretty good as a reason for why that occurs. Next comment here from Ed. It's interesting to note Lacan's involvement in Mao Mao's investigation. In episode 15, he's the one that prompted Gao Shun to investigate the seaweed poisoning because a similar incident occurred recently, and he asked Jinchi to have Mao Mao investigate the metalworker's will, even mentioning in the next episode, if used on a ritual utensil, it would look fabulous. So I don't understand what this is implying. Again, Lacan has more knowledge than we did at the time, if that makes any sense. Yeah, but why would he tell Jinchi this? This has only confused me more, if I'm honest, and presenting this information and having me think about it is honestly quite confronting. Maybe he was just suspicious about stuff too. I just wanted to mention it. I don't know. It's a really weird one. It doesn't fit right with me. Because again, obviously Lacan isn't involved in Sure's plan. We already established that. Does he just notice that they're a bunch of coincidences that aren't coincidences and he doesn't really know what it's leading up to? But again, he has all the pieces in place. He would know Jinchi's then going to be at that place at that time as well. Maybe he is in on it. I don't know what's happening. It is beneficial for Lacan if Jinchi's out of the picture, now that I think about it. But then why would Lacan let Mao Mao into the palace? That would make no sense. Weird. That one's caught me off guard there a little bit. Potentially we'll get a little bit more clarity in these 2 episodes. If not, hey, a little bit of pushing in the right direction maybe would be appreciated. I wanted to highlight this. I thought about this in the aftermath as well. There's a weird-looking character. I don't think it's in episode 9, but it's the Cornin episode, so I'll go bring it up. No, it was a dumbass. It was in fact episode 9. Hey, look everybody, it's Sudre. She's just there very early in the show before she actually appears any other time with her actual character design. Again, yeah, so that proves that she was planning that from all the way back here even. She is responsible on some level for Cornin's death, therefore it'd be the first domino that falls in her little plan. which is insane pre-planning, by the way. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, I forgot about that, but sure, now I remember. And apparently my reaction was epic, so that's good. I like when things are epic. And yeah, moving on to Kelvin's comment here, the last one here, may end up breaking it down into some paragraph sections and overall points rather than reading the whole thing. But yeah, let's tuck in here. Again, without my I guess, knowledge of Sherlock Holmes, I definitely picked up on this as well. There's too many similarities between Sure and Mau Mau for it to not be a Moriarty Holmes type thing. Yeah, again, very, very, very similar people on two different sides of whatever's going on. Just makes for good content, I think. Good mysteries. You could argue that the show connecting all of these things like they did is a little bit labor intensive. It's a little bit labored, if you wanted to be like that. You can see the work in it. It's, you know, it's not quite as clean as you would like it to be, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good. Again, I think where the star of the show is for those two episodes is the Mau Mau stuff. Again, we write here that she could be perceived as Mary Sue-like. She is, again, pretty brilliant. In that kind of respect, I really like episode 16 maybe, and her not figuring out that mystery immediately. It gives her a little bit of human-like quality rather than her just being a mystery-solving machine. And again, the thing that holds her back ultimately from this is the emotional side. She's that stunted emotionally that she can't function like a normal human almost. She doesn't trust her gut. Again, this lack of self-confidence perceived through that, and that's causing her to act the way she acts and her not to make the best decisions all the time, and that makes for good TV. So shoutouts to that. I think that's the difference maker in this show, I think, almost. The best example of this remains to be the Jinshi Arduo crack theory thing that she came up with and then immediately discarded it. Complete nonsense and idiotic delusion of a story. Again, the show isn't very good at demonstrating time passing, but this was quite a while ago now that she made this connection. So then if she immediately discards it, she's like, oh, okay, like I'm not thinking about that theory that I made 10 months ago. You know what I mean? Like, time has passed, I've had more things to do and think about, thus it's not front of mind when all this shit with Jinshi's happening right now. Again, of course, it's ironic as we, the audience, get a bunch of confirmations that whatever she said in episode 11 is in fact just true. I think that's, again, pretty neat. We have a character that solved the mystery but wasn't confident enough to follow through on actually impacting the story with it. Interesting. I've never seen that before. Oh, good. We have another interpretation here. The Lacan scene is him just being a high-ranking official. It's a pretty important ceremony. He was just kind of there and then saw Mau Mau and then acted upon that kind of intuition, I guess. Because again, it would be beneficial for him to help Mau Mau and be perceived good by Mau Mau by helping her to achieve whatever she wanted to achieve. Again, implying that Lacan is not aware of what's going on inside. Oh yeah, specifically here we're talking about time passing as well. Again, if we're using Gyokyo's kid as a good indicator here, she was 1 year old when Mau Mau alerted her about the face powder, that being the first episode, and she looks to be about 3+ now. That would match up with kind of Mau Mau going from 17 to 18, well into 18, and Jinshi starting as 17 and now he's 19. They're similar ages, Mau Mau and Jinshi, just kind of maybe that 6 months to a year apart. Again, I think this has been the major indicator of the show, of time actually passing, which isn't otherwise particularly clear, but that's fine. We got there. It's good. As for season 2, it was announced 2025, no release date. Take your time. Please cook. I want you guys to cook because the show is very good. And the way I understand the story, I think I read this somewhere, this season 2 will just be the end, which is great. Keep this thing self-contained. It doesn't need to go on forever. Please, make this amazing, make this incredible. That'll do for the YouTube comments this week, of course. Let me get on to that Patreon shout-out. If you're really hankering for that finale of Apothecary Diaries, 23 and 24 should be up on Patreon, and you should be able to watch it and finish the show. And I'll be like, wow, the show's finished, that's amazing. Or something to that effect anyway. Many people are already doing such a thing, such as Mickey Babbers, Trails++, Backslash, Bobbin, Chobaribby, Domobot, Ichu, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Flo Nightingale, Fried Rice, Fruit, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Gus N, Heath, Ika, Yako Yavanen, Joran, Kelvin, Kimskell, Clem, Nosta, Cot Begemot, Lou, Mish, Mistake L Chen, Nailu, Parnik, Pencil Sharp 333, Ronlad BNK, Saint Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Voiko, Without a Net, San Echo, Yuki Ali, Zach, Binchy, Hans Peter, Marsh, Voodoo Chili, Aidan O'Brien, and Funny Fat Guy. Thank you to all those people for giving me money. Now, Apothecary Diaries, what is happening in the show? We're back in the Rear Palace. Hopefully that means seeing all of our good old Rear Palace friends again. I predicted last week that I think they're going to try to do a political marriage story, I think, with Jinchi and Lao Lan, which will be content, of course. Spicy, which we like. What else is happening? Lacan and Sure, I think we're putting that on the back burner for a bit. Maybe a Sure tease by the very end of the season. That's maybe what I would do. Seems from here we're maybe going to flesh out Lao Lan a little bit more. Oh, no. The preview. I always forget the previews. We're doing a stupid fucking Lihaku thing with Pyrin. That's going to be amazing. Okay, yeah. I'm ready for goofy, fun times. With kind of a little bit of a tonal shift after the serious stuff from last week. So yeah, looking forward to it. As I said before, Patreon, as I said before in other videos, Discord. You should talk to me on Discord, recommend shows, all that kind of stuff. Like the video, subscribe, all that jazz. We're just going to jump into episode 21 of Apothecary Diaries right now. Let's do just that. Rightio, I have episode 21 of the Apothecary Diaries up there ready to go. 22 minutes and 50 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy. As always, there will be a picture-in-picture version in the description below, and I'm using the subs please version. Should be very similar to everything else that's out there. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Rightio? 3, 2, 1, go. I just remembered I was recording, which I am. I was just like watching the show. I wasn't like ready to talk at all. So I guess one thing I'm noticing as well, just rewatching the opening, is that, again, as I've said, every single one of these things has like been in the show in some form. It's not a particularly metaphorical opening. So I'm aware of this Mama scene that's about to come up here, where she's in the... Yeah. What's that gonna be? That could be something. Also, seems like we're going back to Verdigris' house somewhat this episode as well, with the whole Lihaku situation. Therefore, maybe we get some more stuff with the mum? Maybe. Additional context. Somebody's being, again, it's implied that Pyron's been bought out. That obviously brings up content for Meimei and Mama's mother. That was a bit of a tongue twister as well. I don't know what I'm doing. How do I talk? Okay, cool. We're back. Lock in. Apothecary Diaries. Barracks. He's sick. He looks kind of fucked up there. What was that about? I'm the boss now. Is that the one I'm thinking about? This guy sucks. The quack doctor himself. Stop talking to me. There is some quality this episode. I'm impressed. They call me Limitless Profits. Empress Dowager? Oh. I agree. That's terrible. I wonder if huh. Yeah, I wonder what the full story is there. I know, bro. I know. I've been there. Yeah, I wonder if there's more to this. Little lady? Okay. Produce some cash? I love paper. Okay. He blabs about everything else. You're annoying. Come up with something. Cook. Oh, she did it. The best mystery yet. I thought you said you weren't going to tell me. Yeah. I don't care at all. What? Yeah. My man's drinking glue. What does that do? Is it a bit of heat or a bit of moisture? This guy's a fucking idiot. Yeah. Is it the same? Yeah. I love how he needed it like spelled out to fit for him. That was funny. Oh, what am I needed for? Oh, $100 billion. Dumb dog. Oh my god. Did you know about pirating? This is not financial advice. A lot of money. Should make a lot of money. Look at this freak. At least he's pleasant, as opposed to some other older men. Good partner for bedtime activities. Whatever could they mean? Holy fuck. Huh? Yeah, don't do that. Please, thank you. Go to horny jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Oh, thanks. Really, I thought there was more of a close connection with Mei, but anyway. Also, how old is she? Lustful and maternal. Yeah, Lee Hunk is like, get to the point. uh, I have astonishing stamina. Not nearly enough, buddy. Not even close. Was that 10 years wage? What, are you going to rob a bank? The treasury? The soundtrack's really fun here, actually. That was cool. Huh? Oh, yeah, this is where the opening... Yeah, he's going to get his hot bod out. She likes muscles. Biceps. I think he's passing the test. Bro is anabolic as fuck. Never missed a gym day. Hey, yo. Any picky eaters in the chat? Pretty funny. Who the fuck is that? Oh, it'll be a... Is this going to be a Jinshi? Yeah. Show me your cock. Get shit on. This is funny. That was pretty good. I'm doing a favor. Gaoshun. Gaoshun's face. That was so good. No. Big cock. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. That's like my whole thing. Well, you can read a lot of things about people if you assume well. You don't want to know what I think. Of course he is. Come on, you're not that dense, Mau Mau. Beautiful, well toned body. Pretty good. No, now he learned the context. Emperor's favorite, you say? Produce some cash? Is it like a contest for that kind of stuff? Weird. I'll beat his ass. I think he's meant to do you a favor if I'm reading the scene correctly. I'd do anything. Oh! I thought it was going to be like, I want to work for it. I didn't want anybody to know that. Lacan? That's my goat. Yeah, so he was doing the thing I thought he was doing. Manly man, I'm gonna do it myself, bitch. Okay, bye. I mean, that assuaged Jinchi's fears there as well, right? Yeah. I can't figure it out. What would Jinchi's motivation here be? Time to do sit-ups. What's this song? Insert song? Almost. Also, yeah, how old is Pyron? I'm getting so caught up on ages in this show. I don't know why. But I mean, Lihaku likes older women. Kinda based. We like that. Yeah, there he is. Down there. He looks way smaller when he has clothes on. Okay. I didn't think he had a choice in the equation. Yeah, scrunch that up. Don't think about that. Yeah, good guy, I hear. Who the fuck is this? Go into the scary meeting. Blue roses? Finally, blue roses. Okay. Backstory? Backstory next episode? We'll see by preview. Yeah, I mean, that lived up to the billing. That's what I thought that episode would be, which was that kind of comedic half step after, again, the intensity of 19 and 20. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed myself. The animation there, a little bit, which, again, fair enough for a 2-core show, releasing weekly. It's not all going to look amazing all the time. Again, when was the last time that a 24-episode show came out and looked incredible? Frieren. But even then, Frieren had kind of worse episodes with a bit of quality in them. I genuinely can't think of another one. Anime production's brutal. It just really is. So again, people are going to be nitpicky and like, you know, screenshot certain grabs of this episode and that kind of thing. Not me. I don't really mind that much. Again, when you're invested in the characters, that's all that really matters, I think. Again, now I thought the whole point of the Rear Palace was to get away from Lacan, which we're going to have a look at to see if he's involved this episode. My friend is here, which it seems like he is tangentially involved. Is there another party or something? Yeah, it seems like we're doing a lot next episode. It seems like there's almost another garden party type deal. It's because the Emperor was there and everyone was showing out and it looked like it was outside. So yeah, I mean, we're going to bring that next episode up now and not leave us with bated breath. Let's go have a look and see what happens, I guess. Rightio, episode 22 is up there ready to go. 22 minutes and 50 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly with your own copy, of course. That or the picture-in-picture. I'm using the subs please version. Let's just jump right in. Rightio, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I don't know what to expect with this next one, if I'm honest. I really don't. It seems like we're going in a bunch of different directions. I guess my major thought at the moment is, like, how are we going to make this first season feel climactic? Feel like we've accomplished something? Are we going to confront Lacan? That seemed like it was almost happening this episode. There's the blue roses, by the way. A lot of that Mau Mau story with her mother and everything that happened is still all up in the air, so establishment of that and kind of tying that in a bit of a bow to end the season, again, noting that Blue Rose I just saw there as well, would be a good spot to end, I think. Finally, flowers. Spring has sprung? Yep, she's showing. Adorable. I don't know, kids are pretty smart. Yeah, but what's Mau Mau thinking about? Oh, bit of baby fever. You're telling me. What you got for me? Okay, let's do that. What are you drawing? Oh, finally mushroom. Like a blue rose. Yeah, oh my god. This fucker's still here? Kick him out. Yeah, gaslight him. Fuck this guy. I don't know, I'm not a gardener. Since it's not emphasizing rarity. You put it on a brave face, Jinshi. There you go, there's the garden party too. I fucking hate the cunt. Kill him. Beat him with hammers. Every florist. And he did. Damn, that's crazy. I wonder if there's somebody else we could ask. Yeah. See, this is Lacan's plan to get you to think about this. I do know a thing or two. uh, Stop trolling Mau Mau. Bro is so tired. Him? It reminds me of somebody. There you go. Very smart, Mau Mau. Oh, we're not shying away. Interesting. Masterful gambit, Mau Mau. Yes, let's go. I love how she can read between the lines here. Use what? It has. Oh, okay, weird. Bit of a sauna. So I brought you some more forbidden knowledge. He has a favorite book? He's a freak. He's a freaky guy. If you put roses in a sauna, do they go well? Oh, greenhouse. Oh. Well, yeah, that'll water them. Bunch of heat, sunlight. Seems like it should work. Trick the flowers into thinking that it's a different season. Oh, really? Oh, I was gonna like burp. Thank you, my good friend. It's okay. Fair enough. I don't care. It's good. I like seeing you. I like having friends. Especially friends that are like so honest. Very straightforward person. Unless she's secretly the mastermind. Which could happen. Hope so. I'm cooking roses. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start here, so lucky you're doing it and not me, I guess. From? Oh. Well, you're still working, yeah. Those are Leafer dudes, right? I think so. No, a bug. Just eat it. Yeah. No rain. Hmm. It's fun to like take out all the context and imagine they're growing something else. That would make hella money. Some kind of hydroponics situation. What a terrible place to sleep. You'd wake up drenched. Be terrible. What? I think nah. I think they maybe want to help. I don't know. Have they turned over a new leaf? Sick. She looks wrecked. These gang of cronies. Oh, look at him. It's spread through everybody. I was the one that started this shit. I'm a trendsetter. Love a bit of nail polish. I really did this. We're all missing you. She's too hella pregnant. What do you mean by hide? I just don't sleep. She looks wrecked. How much episode do we have? Yeah, we got time enough for a party, I think. I think they've bloomed. I think it's good news. Oh, yep, there's one. Okay. At least one bud. Oh my god, Mama died. What if there was just like end credits there for the whole season? Could happen. Yeah, decidedly less formal garden party, it seems, or a little bit less emphasis on it. I can give you a chapstick or something, like... I believe we're going to see some blue roses, chat. I think that's what's going to happen. There she is. Wow. Master Shishaw. We got a name for the bloke. Yep. She's got some eyes. Yeah, it's this guy. This guy's a freak. Oh. Oh, interesting editing choice. I see some blue roses. Okay, Emperor. They're really catty. What's wrong with them? But trouble. I just had some Kentucky Fried. What was that? What are you doing? Okay, no confrontation there? Oh, a single blue rose. For me? It looks pretty good to me. What an odd thing to say. Oh, yeah, okay. I feel like I did this in science class. Oh, so it didn't work at all? Oh, so was it roses overall that were out of season? Emperor seems chill. Some kind of freak that has an agenda. Good old cat's foot. Yeah, again, you've got a whole thing about beautification, beauty in general. Okay, there is a plan afoot. I thought there may be. The fuck am I looking at? Oh, he's seeing them. Oh, these are pieces on the board. Yeah, look at this shit. This shit's funny. This guy's a absolute freak. All the people in my pawns to control. You're an idiot. Seems like it's time for my friend to eat some humble pie. Come on. Time enough this episode? Hell no. Oh, he's getting trolled. Yeah, I know. I picked up the connection. What's up? That's an objectively funny frame. I'm definitely gonna go back and grab that. That's very good. It seems like she cooked his ass, which is good. I don't know how, but I think that's the point. Really weird episode. Again, I had a fundamental misunderstanding. I thought that they were growing blue roses. They were just growing roses and then we're gonna dye them blue. Okay. Well, I thought there was some like special shit that they had to do specifically for blue roses. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. Chances are high. Again, it seems like we're going in the direction, I think, with the whole Laulan situation. I think. And that dad guy seems to be trouble. I was picking up the stuff about the nail polish, mostly because it's very prominent in the opening. I wouldn't be surprised if next episode's a bunch of preview, leading into an explanation of how we fucking cooked Lacan. Something like that. Again, I think what we've done in these last two episodes is set things up without me knowing again, to the point where I think that they're kind of low-key. But, like, it'll start folding in on itself again, and it'll be like, oh, this was actually all set up. And yeah, the payoff will be there. Okay, now we're just having a little game. Backstory stuff, maybe? Yeah, definitely. Cook him? I mean, hopefully Lacan gets cooked. Let me get up that frame. That looked fucking funny. Hang on. Where's this last frame of the episode? Yeah, this looks fucking hilarious. Had to do it to him. Look at us. You got the whole squad laughing. Again, I don't know if this is nearly as funny for all you guys as it is for me, but this is... Had to do it to him. Yeah, very good. All right, get me out of here. I'll return tomorrow and I'll discuss these episodes in a little bit more detail. Again, as I said before, decidedly low-key, especially compared to 19 and 20, but again, that is also a good pacing decision, so we can't be too mad there. I'll return. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're back. It's the next day, episodes 21 and 22 of Apothecary Diaries in the books. Yeah, I have my misgivings about them, mainly based on what's on screen. But again, I had my little explanation for that during the actual reaction there as well. You can't expect it to be at the same level of quality the entire production. It's unrealistic. It's just what happens, right? And yeah, every single time I've come out of a session of Apothecary Diaries a little bit, I don't know, underwhelmed, it's always paid back in spades in the future, right? It's the way they're structuring their stories. It seems like it's just kind of plodding along and then bang, big explosion of everything crashing in on itself, and it turns out there was a bunch of hidden shit that I didn't see, and it becomes really cool. So, again, if I'm structuring a season of anime, I would put this here so that the finale can slap. Makes sense? I think that makes sense. So yeah, this is a little bit of a, would you call it a medicine session? Take your medicine and you'll feel better later. Something like that. As a result, a lot of the discussion I think will be centered mostly around what happens next. I think that's mostly what matters here. A little bit of metaphorical stuff with the roses could be an interesting discussion point. I just think Lihaku's a bit of a Chad this episode, so that's pretty good too. Again, I'm just going to talk about whatever comes into my mind, really. Yeah, let's jump back in, I think. There's a small opening scene establishing that Lihaku's head is out of the game somewhat before we flash over to Mao Mao, who's back in the rear palace and with the quack doctor. He has a little bit of depth this episode, which is, again, something I forgot about after yesterday, so, you know. I'm thinking that this could have some relevance elsewhere. You know, why keep this in the show if it's not relevant for other stuff? Again, we'll go back through it here. I do like this from Mao Mao. It's good that we, you know, do some spring cleaning and check our medicine stocks, because if the guys did that, they would notice some of Sure's stuff that she's doing. Like if they did a proper stock take and had a little bit of a look at, you know, what's missing, they could start to put some pieces together. Anyway, I just think that informs this decision here. Oh yeah, this is that good stuff. Where's Mao Mao there? Yeah, that's that good stuff. Again, you just gotta laugh, I think. It's pretty good. Yeah. We see a little bit of Mao Mao intuition here. She picks up very quickly that the Quack Doctor must be part of some kind of rich family back in the day. Really enjoys his sweets, sweet potato specifically out of season, and using a piece of paper as a plate. Like, again, not something you would do if you were lower class. It's extremely wasteful. Even today, you shouldn't use it like a piece of, like, paper towel as a plate. That's still, like, weird. Just use a proper plate. His family has explicit ties to paper. He's the palace purveyor of paper, or at least was at some point, I think. We used to make endless profits, which is pretty awesome. Capitalism goes brr. We used to also sell to other nations, but then, you know, it stopped. Shit happened. The previous emperor's wife, the Empress Dowager, banned the cutting of trees. Therefore, things started to go downhill. If you can't cut down trees, you can't make paper. It's kind of how it worked. We started to use alternate materials, ruin trade. Our family was blamed for it. We had no money left. My sister had to go to the rear palace. My younger sister had to go as well, but I volunteered in her place, hence why I'm a eunuch. I guess you could squint and say something along the lines of, this shows the ripple effects of decisions of people in power. So, again, something that's pretty relevant to the whole class dynamic thing between Jinchi and Mao Mao, and the whole show in general, really, is that, hey, these people at the very top of the ladder, they make these brash decisions that could end the lives of people very easily. This has happened here with the Quack Doctor and his family, essentially ruined their business and forced them into the rear palace, which, hey, he seems like he's doing fine, but he shouldn't have to be here. His family was doing quite well. I think it ties in quite well thematically to the rest of the stuff in the show is my point, I think. So yeah, his older sister also went to the rear palace. He went to the rear palace, but he's never seen his older sister. That's a bit suspect. Again, I wonder if that's a dangling thread that we'll pull on or something we'll just leave. Either way, pan over to Lihaku, who's having like a panic attack. So again, this whole thing is like, he's like seeing visions. This whole thing is predicated on him overhearing one line from Verdigris' house, like, at the end of last episode, at the end of episode 20. What? Again, she's not getting bought out. I think that's something I missed in this whole equation. Like, she's not, like, literally getting bought out, like, tomorrow. It's just like there's a threat of it potentially happening, and Lihaku doesn't like that. It is unclear, but now that I've watched it again, it has become clear that this is now the next day. Mao Mao has returned. They're going to continue cleaning. The Quack Doctor has received a letter, which is from his family, giving off the knowledge that they might not be the palace purveyor anymore, because the quality of the paper has dropped. You can see Mao Mao there rubbing her hand on the paper that was used to send the letter. What happened? So again, I thought the family was already ruined, but no, they were still in business. It's just that, hey, we're going to lose all of our business now because the quality's dropped. But again, that was also predicated on the ruling of the emperor. Like it came from the top. Why would you ruin your own purveyor? Was there some other reason for not cutting down trees? Potentially cultural, potentially traditionalist. I don't know. Again, she's not in power anymore, the Empress Dowager, so maybe that changed. Anyway, I digress. Mao Mao goes investigator mode and we start looking for the reason of the drop in quality of the paper. Have you started to cut corners? No, we're using an ox for hard labor. The ox will become important later. Well, if they didn't change ingredients or process, but have only added an ox, potentially the ox is the problem. Hey, watch out for this. I do think this is quite humorous, just the Quack Doctor being an idiot about his family's, like, secret technique for the, creation of the paper, and then he accidentally blabs about it during the process as well. This is fun too. There's like a sound effect here when this hits her head. Yeah. Essentially, hey, we use spring water. It's fresh spring water. It's got no impurities at all. That's how we create the paper. I wonder if there's something mixing with the water that's making it impure, that's affecting the strength of the paper. Oh yeah, and then he just blabs the secret here. They use wheat flour for glue, and then, oh no, I said it. Funny. Pretty good. Mao Mao starts to ask some questions about the ox. Doesn't go anywhere. Then she does a little experiment with arrowroot gruel, I think it was called, which is a bit of a mouthful, actually. Apparently she got the ratio wrong, but no, she's teaching you something, you idiot. She wasn't getting you a snack. So initially the gruel has like a glue-like texture. It's very, what's the word? Sticky, I guess, like glue is. And then you lick the spoon and then you stir it a little bit, and that impurity from the saliva makes the glue like water down and become less sticky. I wonder if this somehow applies to the process. Yeah, maybe mixing saliva into the glue would make it less sticky as well. Exactly. And it's like, how does this apply to my situation? Again, funny. You're just so many levels behind Mau Mau. So again, the idea here being that the ox were like getting water from where they were getting the fresh spring water from. Therefore, it wasn't pure spring water anymore. It had saliva diluted into it, which is ruining the gluing process. Again, what a mystery, what a player, what a game. And now that amazing mystery is completed, we now go over to the Lihaku portion of the episode, right? Where it's about, Mau Mau and Lihaku just chilling out. Again, as I stated previously, I do think that this is good pacing. Again, 19 and 20 are two intense episodes with a lot of stuff in them. Even to that level, 17 and 18 aren't like hunky-dory either. They aren't just like happy fun times. So, again, it's a good time to have a stupid story about an ox where the fucking quack doctor's being stupid. It's a good time to have this Lihaku thing where he gets like super naked and horny about Pyron. I think these are good times to put these stories in the show. And again, I don't even think they particularly need to be relevant for the mysteries going forward. I just think it's good to have a settle down episode, I guess. As I said, Lihaku's question here is about how to buy out Pyron. How much is it going to be? Mau Mau would be a good person to say this. Apparently it's like, okay, what's the amount of money they can make over their lifetime? Well, not lifetime, but you know what I mean. And then you double it and add a little bit extra. So that's the math that she's using here. From that level of math for somebody like Pyron, she's only really got two other kind of people that could buy her out, right? There's this old man guy. He seems nice, still a bit of a creep, considering he's, partaking. Listen, either way, point being, he has money. The other one would be this guy, this weirdo. I don't know. He's a good partner for bedtime activities, apparently. He isn't nearly as huge as fucking Lihaku, though, so what's the point? We do learn a little bit more about Pyron here, and I think it's quite humorous. She's famous as an invincible warlord in bed. She's giga mega horny, super horny, the most horny. And she's also a little bit older than I thought she was as well, which is interesting too. Specifically this, which is troublesome. Her hunger grows, she'll pounce on anyone. I wonder if Mau Mau has first-hand experience. I hope not. Oh, we get some Mau Mau lore here. I didn't read this first line. Until my dad took me in. The ones who took care of me at the Verdigris house were, again, the girls we know. The three princesses, of course, and Pyron, who was able to lactate despite never giving birth. Sure, she was the one that breastfed me. In a lot of ways, that's, like, very motherly. Big sis, they're all my big sisters. I don't know, cool, I guess. Either way, point being, it's meant to show that Pyron's multifaceted. She does have this extremely horny side, right? Which she does like to use. But she's also maternal. I don't know, like, if you were to ask a man what their ideal wife would be, maternal and lustful would be two of the major fucking adjectives I would use, descriptors. So sure. Again, this isn't, like, dissuading Lihaku from doing what he's doing. Again, he's like, more importantly, what's the price? Tell me what the price is. Look how, again, we describe him here a lot. It's like, he's a very hard worker. He mightn't be a bad choice for Pyron after all, right? And he's got stamina, which is another important thing. We deduce that Lihaku's kind of yearly wage, his salary would be around 1,000, and we're saying that it would cost 10,000 silver for one of the three princesses at Verdigris house. So again, 10 years wage to buy out your wife, that doesn't seem likely, especially again, waiting that 10 years and her having 10 years of opportunities to be bought out by somebody else. That'd be devastating. But again, Mau Mau, in her own way, this is a little test of Lihaku and his verve, his want to have Pyron, because it's like, we'll probably cut that down by at least half, right? Because Pyron likes you, and she has some amount of say in it. So, sure. Pyron's got Lihaku acting stupid. He's thinking about all the banks that he'll need to rob to be able to take her hand. Instead, what we're going to do is adjudicate his body. Hence, comedic scene ensues. And then, yeah, hey, Pyron has a type. If you fit her type, you have a better chance of at least knocking down that price a little bit. And hey, yeah, I think he passes. And then, can you please take off your pants and then flex? Again, Mama's so funny because she's so, like, asexual. She just is. She's doing this out of, like, science. She's not doing this for any kind of reason which Jinshi thinks she's doing it for, right? Again, just funny. Guys on the outside listening in going, what the hell's going on in there? Jinshi showing up here in a second. Yeah, there he is. Hello, Jinshi. And of course, classic. Now please remove your final garment. Fucking Ace Attorney style. Look at this shit. And right at that moment, please show me your cock. And then Jinshi walks in. From here, Jinshi gets all butthurt about it, which, you know, he is wont to do. He's a little bit self-conscious about his body. You could even project a little bit and say that he's self-conscious about his own masculinity. Again, taking these things that is dulling his masculinity, right, to maintain this unique persona. His general good looks that are being used, his effeminate good looks by the Emperor in Rear Palace. You know, he could have a little bit of a complex about such a thing, especially with regards to Lihaku. That's definitely in the text, I think. Cue Jinshi sulking about the whole thing. Cute, I guess. Mao Mao here is able to deduce that Lihaku's a good fighter and an honest person just by looking at his body. Jinshi's like, how the fuck did you do that? It's like apothecary skills, I guess. And then Jinshi's like, well, do that for me. And again, sulking, pouting, all that good stuff, all that anime nonsense. I like Gao Shun here too. He's just remaining silent as Mao Mao cuts this guy a new one. I'm not concerned about learning about your body. Jesus. I don't think you would get along with my sister. But then again, oh, that's what you guys are talking about, sister? And then again, cue the next part of the episode where we go and actually talk with Lihaku about what he actually wants. So if there's one thing about Jinshi has hella stacks. So what he's gonna do here is offer Lihaku a bunch of money to buy out Pyron. Even double what was said in the previous scene, up to 20,000 silver. Again, Jinshi is doing this for one reason, that reason being that he's kind of jealous of you and Mao Mao and that whole thing, and kind of wants you out of the picture. That's his motivation to do this. But what I really like here is Lihaku being like a Giga Super Chad and just saying, like, no, I'm going to do it myself. Again, you could put on your analysis goggles and squint a little bit and say this continues the general theme of the episode around class analysis and that kind of thing. You are very able to easily attain what you were not able to attain just based on your general social class. Again, much like the Empress the Wager and what we were talking about before. Yeah, you could get what he wants so very easily to the point where you could almost classify it as one of Jinshi's, like, toys, per se, right? The one toy that he really wants in Mao Mao is the one thing that he can't attain, the one thing that he couldn't attain through his social status all this time. If anything, it's further separating the two. Again, that's that fun, ironic twist for Jinshi and his character. Lihaku's actually pretty mature here. You could see this as almost spitting in the face of your struggle here, that you could so easily just snap your fingers and have it done. I really like this face on Jinshi as well. It's the one he puts on a lot in the Rear Palace. It's obviously like him kind of lying through his teeth in a way. I just like how it's portrayed. Insane lore, Lihaku was scouted by Lacan. Oh my god, the layers, it's insane. And always very humble, right? So one of the senior officers retired and then I got a promotion. That's the only reason why I got promoted. It's not based on my efforts or anything. You were still chosen, I guess. I don't know. As I said before, Lihaku refuses, basically on grounds of being a manly man. She's the only woman in my world, thus it would be impolite. It would be the wrong thing to do to steal some other man's money to make her my woman. That doesn't make any sense, right? Either way, Lihaku passed the speech check there. Again, the subtext of the conversation is that Jinshi's butthurt about Mao Mao spending time with Lihaku, so again, if he hears him say that Pyron's the only woman in his world, that assuages all of his fears, which is good. Again, Lihaku's been a manly man about it, and I think that's cool. Again, it will hold him in good stead for the whole Pyron buying out situation in the future, right? If Pyron gets wind of this, again, his general personality and so forth, that seems attractive. I think it would, right? Again, promising officer, hot, which is important as well for Pyron, but also, again, like honorable, responsible, owns up to stuff, hand up accountability. That's what we want out of Lihaku. And again, as Mau Mau says here in a little bit, that'll hold him in good stead. Oh, I do like this. There's a small shot here of Lihaku like training and then looking up and seeing these kind of almost cherry blossoms on the tree. And again, this flower being associated with Pyron makes a lot of sense to me, I think. As we see here, she's holding that branch as she's kind of there, right? Again, pretty clear association there. He writes her like a love letter and says what he wants to do with her. She seems to like it. That's good. And yeah, here Mau Mau has the inside word. She's still in the game. She hasn't been bought out. I'll wait for my prince is what she says. Obviously, having read his letter. Again, Pyron likes him, he won't need that 10,000. But then just to, snap back to reality right here at the end, we have that other tease of Lacan still. When a certain someone came and talked about buying people out, I think one of the servant girls got the wrong idea. So again, this whole episode was based off one of the servant girls saying something and Lihaku overhearing it, right? What that actually was is that Lacan showed up and tried to ask for Mau Mau again, right? So one of the girls is getting bought out, and then, lo and behold, it's actually just Mau Mau. At which point, she closes the letter, she doesn't want to confront any of that shit. Again, keep tucking that stuff away, keep not thinking about it. It can't be good for me to think about it. All these Mau Mau themes coming back through right here at the very end of the episode. We have that tease for the next episode. Lacan is being invited into a meeting, and he just says blue roses, and smiles to himself. He was, again, thinking about Mau Mau, and I'm guessing ways to torment her. That's, again, what this whole thing's been about. The blue roses and that kind of thing. That thing which he uses to taunt her will come into focus in the next couple of episodes, in 23 and 24, I believe. And we'll see what the true significance is there. Now, again, here, I need to get a little bit more of a grasp on the timeline. But I believe what's happening here is we're moving out of winter into spring. There was a lot of stuff about it being pretty cold. And now we're moving and there's flowers blooming everywhere and there's butterflies and life is around, right? We go from this butterfly straight to a scene with, smell of spring in the air. There you go. That even says it, right? Gyokyo's indeed pregnant. Again, rebirth, new life, all these themes coming through. Child on screen, very adorable child. More importantly, it's a rebirth for Mau Mau, I believe, right? She's actually turning and in this episode, attempting to confront Lacan, right? She's turning over a new leaf, she's becoming a new person, she's decided enough is enough, and I think the season reflecting that is quite cool. It's also no secret that a lot of this stuff here is around pregnancy and maternal stuff, mother-daughter type deal. We're going to talk about Lacan pretty soon. All this kind of stuff will become relevant again. It's no secret why Mau Mau looks at a scene like this and maybe feels a little bit more conflicted than all the other girls just saying it's cute. Again, baby fever's around. Even you want to have a baby or something. I don't know. This is a cute scene too. Obviously wanting to draw, just like playing with a kid. You know the vibes. Normally you draw like flowers or like animals or something. Trees. I'm going to draw like poisonous mushrooms or something. Hey, learn about this. This will be funny. Again, Mau Mau's got a little bit of a limited scope for this kind of stuff. Again, please draw normal flowers. This kind of connection between Apothecary and flowers will come through in the rest of the episode as well. Mau Mau being relied upon for her kind of flower knowledge. So, chat room, you must understand there is a layer to this conversation which we're not understanding yet. Why is Lacan motivated to tell Jinchi that he wants blue flowers for this particular ceremony? Knowing that Jinchi won't be able to figure out how to get blue flowers, blue roses specifically, I should say. He will go to Mau Mau, and then Mau Mau will acquire this knowledge. He's essentially subtweeting Mau Mau. Like, hey, the person that this is targeted at will know that I'm targeting them with this. Essentially, I'm tormenting her. How fun. Thank you, Lacan. And again, my broad theory being that we will find out what all this is about in subsequent episodes. Now, we must also remember that I think the very end of the episode basically confirms that blue roses, don't exist. I think. Again, we'll see in a second when we go to the florists and all that kind of stuff. So this is the disconnect that I had in the episode. I read here that the florists say that blue roses are not in season. No, it's roses overall. So, blue roses exist, now. At least I'm pretty sure they do. What we do here to make blue roses is basically, your normal middle school type science experiment where you put a little bit of food coloring in the bottom of the water that goes into the rose and it changes the color. Very, very cool stuff. Again, this is getting at something, as I've described before. That's this whole thing with Lacan, right? Oh yeah, we even see it here kind of, right? So I used to sell them to courtesans to make money. These like little coloring pots for the roses to change their color. Yeah, so this was already foreshadowed, I think? Weird. So now that we see that, okay, then it's got pretty clear ties to Verdigris' house, right? Maybe it's something that the mother used to do with the blue roses. Again, if he says, I want blue roses, then it's talking about your time at Verdigris' house and talking about, like, I know I've been watching you, maybe? I know that you used to do this. And I really like this as a character decision for Mao Mao, right? She sees that Jinchi's like really tired here, really stressed about this whole thing. Everything's getting him down lately. He's overworked. And he really just wants to not do this, but he kind of has to, right? Mao Mao agrees to hear him out and figures out that he's asking almost the impossible. How do I get roses to bloom, before they should? How do I trick them into blooming? Jinchi slips in here. I wonder if I can find a way to turn him down. And then Mao Mao puts it all together, right? Jinchi's reaction, him being so tired about this, him being a little bit cagey about telling me everything about this, forcing people to attempt the impossible, sounds like Lacan. And then this decision from Mao Mao. Understood, I will take this on. I understand that this is a challenge to me. I understand what he's trying to do here out of me. I've put all this together. I will still take him on. I don't care. Yeah, I love the set of Mao Mao. I'm not going to let him intimidate me anymore. I'm going to take a swing at him. I hope I smash his monocle in the process. Oh yeah, and there's a very obvious connection here too. This whole making flowers bloom. Yeah, you're the closed flower bud. In doing so, you're making your own flower bloom and becoming, again, to my theory, a little bit more like Sure, to the point where you actually, act upon hunches and that kind of stuff, like use your talents and so forth. My personal roses blooming along with the roses in the episode. And again, I think this is culminating, again, by the very end of the episode, with me getting one over on Lacan. We're going to cook his ass, all that stuff. So that's just all great, very thematically consistent. I love the flower blooming metaphor and all of this. Again, even predicated on that first opening. So very well done show. I think that's very good. Mao Mao immediately puts together a plan. We are going to use the sauna that was Lady Lifa's that we were using to nurse her back to good health back in the day. Again, she's just going to be nice to us now, even though we pay our way with this book here in a second as well. Lady Lifa just likes us. I think she would let us use it regardless. So yeah, I'm not much of a gardener. I don't understand how all this works, but I think we're trying to trick the roses into thinking it's a different time of year, thus bloom, right? That it's a little bit hotter than it is, because it's still like the very start of spring, I think. It's not quite that time. We're trying to get the roses to grow very quickly. Again, in this greenhouse type operation, it's got a skylight in it and so forth. Water them every day. Take good care, get rid of pests, give them the best chance to bloom as quickly as possible. However, we still notice that Mao Mao is overworking herself. She's got that bandage on her leg still. She notices that it's kind of broken open a little bit and she's bleeding. She's very bad at this. She gets too involved in something and not notice that she's hurting herself. Thus, we need to bring in backup. Thus, Xiaolan is here and she's going to help us out. It's nice to see her again, now that we're in the Rear Palace. My good friend is returned. And yeah, she's going to be our muscle in this operation. Again, I think it's a good role. Help us garden, please. And she seems to like it too. It's getting her out of work. Again, you two should become best buddies. You're just the best. I wonder what she's been doing. We don't care. She's just been working. She's just no drama co-worker. No drama at all. Just does her job. Says hey, is generally friendly. Love it. So again, this whole time I'm thinking we're waiting for these blue roses to bloom. Not quite. We've got a bunch of different varieties of roses, and then we've dyed some of them blue. That's what we do by the very end. But the reason we get the variety is so we get the best chance of having at least some of them bloom in time. Either way, Mao Mao's like wrecking herself doing this. She's staying up at night doing the temperature control thing. She's watering them during the day. She's putting her all into growing these roses for this ceremony, right? Again, it's not about the roses, it's about Lacan. It's about living up to him throwing down the challenge. It's about spiting him. That's what all this energy is being put into, right? She's not really passionate about her job. She's really passionate about saying fuck you to this one guy, which, again, I think we can all relate to on some level. We must remember that she's also in Lady Lifa's little garden here, so she's getting a few little people just watching her. Again, Mao Mao was very scary the last time she was here, so maybe they're either curious and want to know some stuff, or they're just kind of scared of Mao Mao. Either way, they're just having a little look. And when they get noticed, they run away. There's a small part here where Xiaolan says, yeah, and I think it's very good. So shoutouts to that. Right here. Go back and listen to that sound effect. I'll guarantee you'll be quite pleased. As the rain comes in, the general mood of the scene now dips. It's taking a long time for them to bloom, and Mao Mao knows it. This may be an impossible task after all. See these bags under the eyes start to grow and grow. Some nights when it's cold, have to stay up all night doing the temperature control. Weather can't be controlled. I have to artificially produce the weather in here. And again, like, this is a great shot. Like, imagine trying to sleep in this room. Big blaring light in it, immense heat. You're just kind of resting. You're not even sleeping, you know. Anyone that's done any amount of night shift will know that this is fucking hell. Needing to wake up and actually be productive again the next day. Holy shit, you're tired. Oh yeah, this is weird. I wonder if I can divert these girls' attention, because they're just like still watching us. That being Lifa's like ladies, right? Right here, they're still just like watching us. So how can I divert their attention? We get this small shot here of like the fingernail with the leaf next to it, giving you the idea of colouring said nails, I believe, which you end up doing, you know, painting your nails, that kind of thing. It's something that everybody does in the pleasure district. The girls see that as well, look down at their own hands, and then it starts to spread around from there. And yes, soon enough, everybody's doing it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, these are like ladies in waiting from fucking everywhere, I think. Or all the different houses. Oh, Mao Mao's even doing it too. I'm the trendsetter, bitch. I'm not a trend chaser. I set trends. Let him know, Mao Mao. Either way, Mao Mao needs to quickly skedaddle back to the Crystal Pavilion and continue her work on the roses. This disappoints Gyokyo. Again, you like Mao Mao, you want to, again, use her talents and so forth. We also explain here that Gyokyo isn't going to be attending the garden party. Instead, the focus is going to be on Lao Lan's debut. We also say here to hide the pregnancy. Is this a thing, chat room? It's not hide as in people don't know. It's hide as in I don't want to be seen pregnant at kind of official events. I think that's the vibe here. Another pretty obvious metaphor here is the whole leg idea. When she's pushing herself really hard, you see the blood appear on the leg. It's literally a symbol for personal pain that I'm putting myself through in the accomplishment of my goals. You know, pretty obvious stuff. The scar also a result of her figuring out the plan and saving Jinchi and so forth. Lacan explicitly involved there. Again, almost a symbol of one of the times in the past that you have bloomed your own rose as well. Taken these matters into your own hands and saved somebody's life. Look down at it. Hey, I'm trying to do the same thing here. I'm trying to channel that same energy into fucking over Lacan. And just as Mao Mao's at her lowest point there, we start to see one of the flowers at least start to bloom. That's something, right? And yeah, at this rate, we might make it just in time. Mao Mao goes to sleep after being knocked to the floor. She must be very, very tired. Jumps straight into the garden party. It's noticeably less focused than the other garden party episode. Again, it's less about the people in attendance here and more about the events that take place, if that makes any sense. Like, it's less involved than the last one is my point, so we don't need to go all out again, you know? We see here that Mao Mao finds Jinchi and hands him over the little pot of flowers, the little vase. Yeah, she accomplished the goal. There'll be a more grand reveal for the actual roses here in time. But yeah, look at her. She fucking wrecked herself in doing that. Yeah, drink more water. What are we doing here? Again, I'm pot kettle black on that one. We get a name for Lao Lan's father here as well, Master Shisho, which seems very important. Isn't Shisho kind of... Doesn't Shisho mean something? Hang on, let me look this up. Yeah, as I thought, it means like master. So his name is Master Teacher. The other one there was Master, and then Shisho means obstacle sometimes as well. So, again, makes a lot of sense. Interesting. Weird. Yeah, I wonder if that's as literal in Japanese as I think it is. Again, maybe Japanese is the wrong analog here, of course, considering all of the names themselves are Chinese, I think. So I don't know, maybe that's coincidental. Hey, Laulan's looking pretty, though. We also very obviously cut away from here and the very big eyes, straight to Jinchi, I believe. Yeah, straight from Laulan bowing there to Jinchi appearing. Again, I'm seeing a connection here. We'll see if I'm correct. I don't know. But hey, Jinchi isn't just here for Jinchi. Jinchi's also representing, or presenting, the flowers, I should say. So as we see here, you know, you picked out the best ones. They look pretty good, but there's a few that are still kind of pretty closed off. They haven't fully bloomed yet. Again, if you want to take your metaphor to the nth degree, Mau Mau's flower hasn't fully bloomed yet. She hasn't put her plan fully into actions, but she's taken huge steps in the process of accomplishing said plan, right? Makes sense, makes sense. There's also the various colours here. Blue roses were the ones that were specifically asked for, but the rest are here accompanying it too. So hey, Lacan, you've given me this very specific task. I've gone above and beyond even. I'm more than you think I am. I'm more than what this blue rose represents. I'm all these different colours, and can be all these different colours. It may be entertaining to enjoy the beauty of these buds while imagining how they look at full bloom, which is an interesting little statement as well. Again, apply it to Mau Mau. The Emperor agrees that they're beautiful, but Jinchi can feel all the different feelings around the garden party about him, right? Jinchi gets special treatment. Jinchi in, you know, quotation marks as well, because Jinchi isn't just Jinchi, of course. So people are envious of him. He can deal with that. Lust is fine too. I can manage that. That's kind of what my role is in the Rear Palace. Kind of managing lust, envy, as I said before. But what's really troubling is people that you cannot read. Now I'm talking both Shisho here and the daughter, and Laulan, right? So I can't read this guy. He's a fucking freak. He gives me huge bad vibes. And Laulan here, she's emotionless. She's given me nothing thus far. Even now, the Emperor can't even read him. Is there some weird play that Shisho is making at the Emperor, kind of? Power? Empress to wager. There's some stuff going on there. It's weird. But yeah, keeping all that off my plate, there's another person that I can't really read all the time that is concerning me. Hey, look, it's Lacan. I don't know what Lacan's doing. He, like, wipes his mouth with some other guy's hat. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's the first, like, personable moment we've had for Lacan, though. I think that's kind of funny. Either way, Lacan sees the roses, says, oh, how annoying, she actually did it. Mau Mau's like dead in a ditch over here or something, she's just kind of napping. And then Jinchi appears with a blue rose. It was hard, I couldn't get it to fully bloom. You're not apologizing to me though, are you? Because Jinchi's reading between the lines here, but we don't really continue this thought. Again, all will become clear soon, I'm guessing. And then here's the reveal. So what we did was dye them. Again, very high school science experiment, as I've said. If you dye the water that they're pulling from, then hey, you'll get that fuller color, right? I even ended up re-upping the dye down below as well. Oh, that's a fun thing too. So during this whole process, just because it's very explicit on screen right now, she's also used a little bit of beautification, right? She's painted her nails, right? Something that she's, again, traditionally been opposed to. Again, the whole makeup conceit in the past. In the process of blooming her own flower and applying all of these things, she's also beautifying herself. And the nail polish obviously has explicit ties to Verdigris House and specifically the mother as well. So again, there's a lot metaphorically going into this whole thing. And because this was like an official ceremony, I didn't want to be like a magician, like a creep. People may get a bit uppity about it. I just revealed the secret to the Emperor so he would know regardless. And he seemed to like having insider knowledge. I don't know, maybe that's something that Emperors enjoy. Yeah, he seems like a chill guy. He's just kind of stroking his beard. Normal dad type stuff, I think. And apparently there's a story, someone must have been feeding blue water to roses and making them blue. Again, we will learn more. Yeah, Lacan. Somebody used to have blue roses around here. And then again, they figured it out. Lacan's been planting blue roses to say that he likes blue roses to trick Mau Mau into making blue roses to... Again, seems convoluted, Lacan. I don't know. At this point, you should just walk up and punch her in the head. Oh, maybe they wanted a gimmick in which to woo women? Yeah, okay. Alright. And then, okay, if we wanted to be that specific, you go back to the opening. You see the, like, opening of the blue rose here. Like, right there. Like, hey, this could be, like, a gift from Lacan. That would actually match pretty well. Gotcha. Sure. Yeah, Lacan opening the gift, because this is definitely Lacan, right? POV shot, opening the gift to give to somebody? Or did he receive this from I don't know. Fucking strange. But again, I'm getting the gist of it, I think. Jinchi also notices that Mao Mao's painting her fingernails, something that she doesn't normally do, concerned with beauty and so forth. Specifically here, we say that she wanted to make them even prettier by using a combination of balsam and wood sorrel, which is sometimes called cat's foot. The connection to Mao Mao, insane. So if I mix that together and make an even more vibrant, beautiful red, make myself prettier, make my flower bloom even more, and then yeah, hey Gaoshun, is the stage set? The stage is set, I'm gonna do some shit. And then we do this Lacan scene at the very end. I think, again, keeping this in mind, if we pop to the very end now, we very much notice that her fingernails have become this deeper red, very much like her mother's back here in the day, right? So again, like, see them there, but then before, like there as well. Gotcha. So, hey, the flower is only half bloomed right now. The fingernails are only kind of this dull red. By this very end, by this scene here where I'm about to smoke his ass, I'm bright red, my flower's fully bloomed, and all the metaphors have come together. I'm fully beautified as well. Lots of stuff. Great stuff. Now again, all we need to do here is catch Lacan off guard. He thinks to himself that his provocation has failed. He's feeling very smug right now. Oh well, I'll get it in the long run. I'm feeling good about this. Just remember, everybody around me are pieces on my board. I'm the master strategist. I can figure this shit out. You're about to get cooked. You're about to get cooked by Mao Mao. Soon, you fraud. Specifically here we have the whole shogi piece thing. Chess piece. So, okay, people are split into two categories. There's men and women. They'll have, specific gender-applied colors. Then there's, people of certain classes. They will be, certain pieces on a board. You're all pawns around me. You're my pawns to control. As they grow even more, then they only grow to be, cannons and cavalry and other pieces like that, right? And yeah, I'm the master. I'm the player who's placing these pieces, right? Keep this in mind when we see that last scene here in a second, and the pieces that are next to Mao Mao, right? Two very important pieces backing her up. His eyes are also hurting today because he keeps seeing this color of red. It's almost like this red nail polish thing is around to haunt me. Manicures in my memories aren't this overly flamboyant crimson. They're a soft color of balsam. And again, there's that same soft color on Mao Mao's fingernails. Had to do it to him as well. Put that image on screen, please. Very funny. Yeah. Hey, I've got two strong pieces behind me, bitch. I'm about to play your game. It seems like from the preview that we're going to do some board game shenanigans as well. Lots of, parlor games and tricks and so forth. We're outsmarting Lacan on a metaphorical level and everything else in between. Even some flowers blooming here too for the next episode. Yeah, seems like Mao Mao's about to cook him. I've said that a number of times, and I continue to believe myself. He's gonna get cooked. Either way, that second episode there had a little bit more than I thought. The Haku episode's still kind of shaky. But hey, I like 22. And again, I think we're set up for a pretty strong finale here, which is good. You would imagine from here, Lacan gets cooked, or at least close to getting fully cooked. And then we move from there into a little bit more of a Sure thing. And hey, she's the Moriarty Dow Holmes. She seems like the big bad. She seems like the final thing that we want to both attain and defeat. Seems fun? Seems fun. Cool. We're looking forward to that next week. As I said before, get your recommendations in on the Discord. You should be able to go to the Discord and tell me what shows I should watch next. There's still time for that, even if this is public, I think. So please let me know when you see this video what you would like to see next on the channel. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you guys next week for the finale. Looking forward to it greatly. Patreon, Discord, like the video, subscribe. Let's get out of here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.